Yo, 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 yo. Proportional relationship student handout number 7. This is the last one. Sweet. All right. Somebody asked about my jokes, so I'm going to bring them back today. Why doesn't LeBron James ever get sweaty? He has so many fans. Why do you always see teenage girls and an odd number of people in a group? Because they can't even. Why does Snoop Dogg use an umbrella? Oh, drizzle. All right. Unit rates are helpful when comparing quantity as long as the units are alike. AKA the same. All right, the price of a gallon of chocolate milk, $6.40. The price of 6 cartons is $2.88. All right, so we're comparing a gallon to cartons. So we've got to make them the same thing before we compare them. Because we can't just compare cartons and gallons. So let's fill in the table they gave us. The number of ounces in a gallon, I'm going to tell you that so you don't have to look it up, is 128. The cost is $6.40. How do I know there's 128 ounces in a gallon? Because it told me there's a gallon. I know there's 128 ounces in a gallon. All right, so what is the cost per ounce? So it's going to be Y over X. How do I know which one is which? Remember, price per ounce. Per ounce. So ounces is on bottom. So it's 180 and then 640. Enter that into your calculator. And your calculator is going to give you 0.505. That's money. So we're going to write it in money. That's how much it costs per ounce when you buy it by the gallon. All right, the number of cartons over here, there were 6 cartons. The cost per carton is $2.88. So the Y over X is $2.88 over the number of cartons per carton, 6. That is going to equal, it's going to say 0.48 in your calculator, but we're talking about money. So it's 48 cents per carton. So right now, this is per ounce. This is per carton. We still can't compare them. What does the unit rate of the gallon of organic chocolate milk represent? Well, it represents right there. Cost per ounce. Oops. AKOZ. Which was 5 cents. And what does the unit rate of the organic chocolate milk cartons represent? Cost per carton, which was 48 cents. All right, number 3. What is the cost per ounce of the gallon variety? Well, we already know that. We've already solved that. What is the cost per carton in each 6-pack? We've already done that. 48 cents. Now, here's the work. if the cost per ounce of the carton variety, if each carton consists 8 ounces. So if there's 8 ounces, a carton costs 48 cents. There's 8 ounces, so we need to do what? Divide. 48 divided by 8 is, you can just enter that I just circled in your calculator, and it will tell you 6 cents. Per ounce. All right. If the gallon variety cost was poured into cartons, how much would each carton cost? Remember, it was 5 cents per ounce times 8 ounces. Why? Because there's 8 ounces in a. So you would do 0.005 or 0.05 times 8. And that's going to give you per carton. I'm going to zoom out and let you get all that. What is the difference between ignorance and apathy? I don't know and I don't care. How do you know when you're desperate for an answer? You look at the second page of the Google search. Why can't you trust burritos? They'll always spill the beans. All right, back page. The Moore family is adding a brick patio. I did this, by the way. I made a patio one time. It was not fun, but I had to do this. Like this right here, I had to do this. Coach Sparkman had to do it. Mr. Moore is determining how many square bricks he needs for his rectangular patio, as well as the cost. His sketch is shown below and is not drawn to scale. Use the formula A equals BH, which, just so you know, that is area equals base times height, just so you know what they mean. To help answer the question. So A equals BH is area equals base times height. All right. How much does each brick paver cost? Well, here's the brick pavers. They cost $15.36 for 12. So how do I figure out the per one cost? Well, it is $15.36 over 12. How do I know 12 goes on the bottom? Because it's per bricks. There's 12 bricks. The cost is $15.36 per 12 bricks. So you just divide, and then when you divide, your calculator is going to give you 1.28. Again, we're talking about money, so it needs to be $1.28 per brick. Again, all you did, price divided by how many, gave you the price per. All right. How many square inches will each brick paver cover? Hey, right here. 8 by 8, not 8 inches. How many square inches? So when they talk about square inches, they're talking about area. Remember, area is base times height. This is the base, this is the height. Area is length times width, aka base times height, same thing. So it's going to be 8 times 8, which is the base, times 8, which is the height. And that's going to equal 64 square inches. And we write it like square inches. Do you know why I'm not worried about you passing math? Because it's as easy as pie. All right, number 9. What is the cost per square inch of the paver? All right, so now we know it costs $128 per paver, and we know that it covers 64 square inches. It asks cost per square inch. So set up our little, per, right? Square inch goes on bottom, and the cost goes on top, and then just fill it in. Cost was 128, square inches was 64, and do what? Divide. Your calculator is going to give you 0.02. We're talking about money because it asked what the cost was, so it needs to be with the money sign. It is 2 cents per square inch. How do you communicate with a fish? Drop it a line. What's orange and sounds like parrot? What's orange and sounds like parrot? Carrot. All right, number 10. How many square feet will each paver cover? So how many square feet will each paver cover? So a square foot is 12 by 12. How do I know that? Because a foot is what? 12 by 12. You agree with that? The paver only cost 8 by 8, which was 64. So how many square feet will it cover? Well, it's not even going to cover a whole square feet. Why? Because 154 is a whole square foot. It only covers 64. Okay? So it's going to be a fraction or a decimal. Either one. So it's going to be 64 over 144. How do I know 64 goes on top? Well, divide 144 by 64 and it's going to be more than 1. And we know the answer is not more than 1 because 64 isn't all of 144. So you can simplify this. And when you do, you can simplify it into 4 ninths. Or you could have just divided that on your handy dandy calculator and the decimal would have gotten 0.4 repeating. Now, whichever one of these answers that you chose, okay, you need to put square feet after it. So square feet. Whichever one you chose, either one. All right, how many square feet is the patio? Well, let's go up here. The patio is 12 feet by 10 feet. Remember, square feet is area. Area is base times height, aka length times height. So it's going to be 12 times 10, which is 120 square feet. Now, I don't want you to get confused because up here we were talking about 64, where that big black circle is. Well, that's inches. Now we're talking about feet, okay? So just understand we're talking about two different things. You got to keep them separate, feet, inches. How many pavers are needed to cover the entire patio? And then let's figure out how much it costs. First of all, let's figure out how many pavers we need. We know that we need 120 square feet worth. We know that each paver covers 4 nights or 0.4, either one. Okay. I'm going to use 4 nights. Why? Because I can't type 0.4 in my calculator without hitting 4 a bunch of times. I can type 4 nights into my calculator fairly easy. So I'm going to use 4 nights. All right. So 4 nights is how much each one covers. Right? I know that I need 120 square feet. And I know that each one costs 4 ninths, covers 4 ninths of a square foot. So in your calculator, go 120 divided by 4 ninths. You're going to get 270. Now, you have to buy boxes and boxes of 12. You can't buy them per paver. So we can't just do 270 times, 128 per paver? We got to do it by box. So we got to figure out how many boxes we need. So we got to figure out 12 will go into 270 because they come in boxes of 12. Remember, boxes of 12. So we'd go 270 divided by 12 to figure out how many boxes we need. And when you do 270 divided by 12, you're going to get 22 and a half. So you're going to have 23 boxes. In 23 boxes times 1536 per box finally equals, calculator is going to say 35328. Again, that is money. So to pave your backyard, it's going to cost you $353.28. Mine cost me a little more than that. All right. Well, back out so you can get all that. And that's all the fat guy in the back wrote. That is the last unit. Study guide will be coming tomorrow. Adios, amigos.